What's up, everybody? And welcome to the third Kirb and Hort's Wednesday Night Sports. And like we always do, we're going to bring the first, before we go any further, we've got and y'all come on in. Kirb has got a special guest with us tonight. Can't wait till you can see. But we're going to start this off with little My Old Kentucky Home. The summer, the people are gay. The corn hobs ride, the myriad adore. How the birds play music all the day. I guess this is no better time than now than to talk about what Hort and Kirb's Wednesday night sports all about. Kirb and Hort plan to use our platform to bring smiles and laughter while being a vessel to promote a personal relationship with God. We want our program to bring positive vibes to our community. And if you want to chat with us tonight, you can come in the live stream if you'd like.
Hey, Liv, I'm my mom. Go tell Libby come here. I'm here, Hort.
I see ya. Just getting through this My Old Kentucky Home.
Hold on.
And then we'll jump right into the sports, man.
I'm gonna tell you to come. I'm gonna tell you to come here for a second.
That right there was the 2000. Right there, that was a 2017 University of Kentucky Wildcat Marching Band with a collaboration.
You say "Go Cats," okay? Say
it. Kirb, man, I see you got some guests, man. You got some guests. Who you got on the?
Yes, sir, I do. There's my baby.
Oh man, hi Olivia.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Say? What y'all got to say? Say "Go Cats."
Go Cats!
Go Cats.
There's a special guest for tonight, guys.
That's a good special guest, man. That is a good special guest.
All right, go watch it. I love you.
Love you.
That's awesome, Kirb. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time again, Kirb. It's a week. It's been a week, and lots happened in Kentucky and Louisville basketball over the past couple weeks or the last week.
Yeah, big time. We got some humble pie again night before last against Gonzaga. So it's good to beat the cupcakes, but the cupcakes are not going to be around, in March. So we've got to learn how to win against competition. And but I think we'll be fine come March. I really do.
I want to say I'll give a shout out to James Brangers. He said smart and beautiful girls. That's right.
Yes, thank you, James. I appreciate it.
Hey James, you notice how Kirby went straight to basketball. There's no like there's no football game going to happen this weekend or something like that. We went straight to basketball. I was like, there's a lot that happened, and he went straight to. But that's cool. But
hey, we can go back to football. I don't care.
Cool. We're gonna go to football then.
All right, let's do it. I mean, with football, if you'd have told me 3 weeks ago that I think this is going to be a game, there's no way I would have said that this is going to be a game. But now the way Louisville's, especially their defense, have been playing, and the way kind of Kentucky's been playing, it's one of those things where it's going to depend on who's playing the best. Honestly, I think it could absolutely go either way. But I think if we can run the ball.
Yeah, this guy right here. Remember this name on this Saturday coming up. This guy right here, Marshawn Ford from Ballard, hurdled somebody.
That look like Will Levis.
Hometown boy, straight from Louisville. Went to Ballard High School. He went to school with my son Christian. That's going to be the factor. You just said something about Louisville's defense that's clicking that's clicking now. Offense and Marshawn Ford. I think somebody said something about Malik earlier. I hope Malik doesn't even play. I hope Malik sits the bench. So
he's scheduled from what I've been seeing. He's scheduled to play.
Malik
Thank you, Brian. We appreciate it, man. But yeah, I think that he's scheduled to start or scheduled to play, which I agree with you. I feel like that. I don't know, because I think when you start Malik Cunningham, you lose a lot of that stuff that this other backup quarterback does. As far as looking at the receivers, looking at the backs out of the backfield, because Malik Cunningham, he's looking to run. So
Malik's playing for Malik.
But a backup quarterback beat us before, so Kentucky better be ready. We've got to be ready.
And the way you guys looked against Georgia, I can't lie. The way you guys looked against Georgia was not that bad, though.
No, it just shows the balance of power. Georgia. We don't have the athletes to compete with Georgia. We really don't. But I was proud of them, like on a goal line stands where they held Georgia and then went down and, at 98 yards, I believe it wasn't scored a touchdown. That's huge. So
I like the grit when they were down 16. They were down like in the second half, fourth quarter. They were in the game. Kentucky was in the game. That's why they didn't give up or anything like that. But we talk about Governor's Cup. We talk about Governor's Cup to where it means something. You think someone said earlier about Chris Rodriguez coming back? Do you think he makes that big of a difference in your guys' game plan? Or
100%, because if we don't have C-Rod, not to take away from the other running backs, but I just don't think that our record would be what it is right now. That dude, the way he goes is the way Kentucky goes. So
right.
And that's what I've been saying all along. If this dude, if he has a good game, if he can keep that ball moving forward, because if you look at him, it's very rare that he gets hit and he falls backwards. He's normally getting like 5 yards on every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, what
that's
is he
going to
like?
be huge for us.
300 yards. You think he's good for 300 against the Cards?
No,
that's a lot.
No, I don't think nobody's going to have a game like that. I think it's going to come down. I pray it don't come down to field goal, because if it does, I don't like our chances just because of the fact of how our special teams has been doing. But I do like the fact that we're at home. I do like the fact that, we did show some life against Georgia, even though we got beat. And we've got the players, but we just got to execute. You know what I mean? We can't make dumb penalties. We can't, do the offsides. We can't allow him to get hit like that, because as much as I do, that Louisville's coming for us this year. They remember the hands down that Levis did. They remember, him counting how many touchdowns he ran last year. You don't think that they got this game circled? They're going to be ready to play us come Saturday. So we're going to have to bring it. That's for sure.
For fans, it's more than just, this will solidify our entire everything. Because right now, the way the basketball program is going, the basketball program, we're down. Louisville is down, and I don't see us winning a game. And I'll go on record and I'll say it. And I've taken all the abuse and all that stuff. I'll take it for a year. I don't think even tonight when we're playing UC, I don't think that they're gonna beat UC tonight. But that being said, if Louisville happens to beat Kentucky this weekend, when they beat Kentucky this weekend, that will give us enough steam in our engine to keep going, to get through this transition of a bad basketball year. Because when we're like, oh, we're a football school for a year, and then we'll go back. It's the same logic Kentucky fans use, so I'm going to adopt the same logic.
We're all around athletic school. We're just not football and basketball. I mean, look at us. We got cheerleading national champions. We got dance team national champ. I mean, Kentucky's just
you got a good track team too.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I give it to you right now. Kentucky's athletics is up. I'm not gonna ever, and the people that are jumping on the jumping off the Cardinal train already, they're not real fans. They weren't real fans from the beginning. They were cheerleaders. They weren't there. If you can't be there and you can't be there at the time, first off, you're using steam. You make sense.
James France, my man.
James, as long if you're just tuning in, as long as we win this football game, we got bragging rights for as long as we want to. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
But what if you lose?
We're not losing this game.
Oh, you're not. So is this like a guarantee then?
It's not a guarantee, but this is South Carolina State? Was this the last one? This is the South Carolina State. That's the one that's the last cupcake. Okay, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. I want to see CJ Fredericks, the great hype, getting off. He gets another point right around in here. Right here, it's a duck off right there. No, that's who is that? Who is that guy right there?
I didn't see it. It's not showing
number 22. Oh, my bad, Kirb.
Oh, you're good.
There we go. I'll take it all the way back. We're moved on to basketball because I know y'all are in denial about this game on Saturday. So I'm just going to let
I just said it's going to be a good game. I really do think I think it's going to be the best. And I've been saying this for weeks now. I think it's going to be the best game that they've had in quite some time.
I believe it. We'll move on to basketball where the Cats played South Carolina and dog walked them pretty much, Mm-hmm. And you got CJ Fredericks. This is what he should be doing all year round right here. Hiding in that corner, popping up money. What's wrong with the pitcher? What's wrong with CJ Fredericks? What's wrong with because he can do this all day long on the cupcakes. He can do it all day long. He can drive, he can dribble, drive, and do everything that all the people, the Big Blue Nation, want him to do. But when it comes down to playing other teams, he's 1 for 9.
Because as well as I do, those other teams, like when you play at Michigan State, when you play North Carolina, you play Duke, they're not going to let you just sit in the corner and shoot a 3-pointer or drive to the bucket. Or, I mean, if you look at, for instance, when we played Gonzaga the other night, we got one shot. They had 3 or 4 guys around the rim every shot that we missed. And that's it. Exactly, James. And it's just like, they're not going to let Sheway beat us like a lot of other teams because, Sheway's going to out-athlete a lot of guys that he plays. But Gonzaga was like, no, you're not going to do that to us.
I know you guys are saying level of competition, but come on now. You guys got the number 1 recruiting class every single year for the past 10 years and go out in the first.
We didn't get the number 1 class last year. Duke, I think, is I don't know who it was, but it wasn't us. Next year now we do.
See, y'all go always next year.
No, I'm just saying. You're saying we had the number 1 recruiting class, but we didn't. Not this year. Next year we do. I mean, we got a hell of a lineup coming up next year, but of course they're going to be freshmen. But I don't. Can we say top
10 recruit? Can we say top 10 recruiting class every time? James, I'm stating facts. I understand the Big Blue Nation is on a rise, and you guys are, you guys got the number 1 recruiting class again. But when is it going to equate to banners? When are you guys going to have enough of learning? Like I said the other day, UK basketball players, they play for the name on the back of the jerseys, not the name on the front.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. At all. I think those guys come to Kentucky, and that's what they want to do. They want to win a national championship. It's just the fact that it's hard playing for Kentucky because of that expectation every year. When you go to Kentucky, you are expected to win a national championship. You're expected to be in the Final Four. I mean, that's tough. That is really tough. And it's just like in football, when hate to go back to it, but when somebody plays Alabama, I was talking to somebody about this today. Who don't want to beat Alabama? Because that's all you hear in football. Alabama this, Alabama that. When you come to Kentucky, that's all you hear. Kentucky, Kentucky, Kentucky. I mean, the being real, unless we play better, I don't see us winning the SEC.
I don't either. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Arkansas
A little bit of reality. A little bit of reality. Pete Hudson in the house. Check it in. I don't know if you know Pete. You know Pete Hudson?
No.
Played baseball. Pete. He played baseball at E-Town with us. He was on an all-star team with me and Damon and all them back in 10, 11 years. Pete I used to catch Pete. Burn your hand, boy. He could play some baseball, man. That's Pete. Good to see you, brother, man.
Good thing y'all didn't play Radcliffe, because I've been taking all that fence in Dolly Field.
I don't even think so.
Hitting home runs over to the trailer park. Oh, my. I'm just messing.
We got UK versus Gonzaga. What happened in this game? I mean, was it just too much? I mean, because they look like a completely different team whenever they played South Carolina State than when they played Gonzaga. And I know different level of competition.
No, I mean, if you looked at the game, I watched the first 5 minutes and I couldn't watch no more of it. And I'm not gonna lie, I started watching the movie. But when you have a team that's getting fast breaks on you, beating Sheway down the floor, when you are getting one shot, you're not getting, nobody's rebounding. I mean, they were just, go ahead, James, but they didn't want it. Gonzaga wanted it. That's the bottom line.
James Bringers just makes a great point. Calipari happened. My story, out coached, just like with Michigan State. Last 2 minutes of the game, Calipari, recruiting wise, getting the number one recruits every year, trying to appease the UK fans by bringing CJ Fredericks in, who is absolute nothing burger in my opinion so far. They should have kept Dante Allen, but I mean,
we ain't even gonna go there.
but out coached. I mean, when is it going to be enough? I like Kentucky just as much as Louisville, but there's no banners being won, and y'all are getting number one recruiting class every year.
That doesn't mean anything. You look at for me, this is what it is. The coach can only do so much. I know people always talk about the coach, but to me, it's like, okay, so when do the players get held accountable? To me, it's like one of those things where those players got to look in the mirror.
Great point.
And they have to say, okay, we got to do better. And just like Jacob Toppin made a point tonight, he said games like, against competition we played tonight is so we can get better against the competition. But I feel like that, maybe we need to have a tougher non-conference schedule at the beginning of the year versus, having these cupcakes and games for confidence. When you go to UK, in my opinion,
I'm looking for a
you
bail.
already got confidence. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for a bail because you're making some great points. And I want to be like, when you're on a roll, I want to be able to go ding, 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 ding. When you're like making some great points, because you just came up with like the last three things you said, Kirb, was when are the players going to want it, which is huge. And I agree. I can't agree with you more. And then you made a comment about like playing stiffer competition in a non-conference early in the season. I mean, you do. But when you do, you guys lose, and I think that the fan base wouldn't like that. The Big Blue Nation could not go through what Louisville's going through right now. Going 0-6 right now. Probably gonna go 0-6. That's why the women have been better. They play top of the conference season. NCAA needs to be forcing them to play a tougher competition. That's a good point, James. What do you think, Kirb?
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I really do. I've always said that. I agree with. I love what they did as far as like playing like the competition, as far as like playing the historical black colleges and giving them a paycheck,
Absolutely.
stuff like that. I mean, I agree with all that, but at the end of the day, I think that you need to play more stiffer competition, like go to these Maui classes and different stuff like that, where you're going to see these top 20 teams that's going to get you ready for March. I mean, I thought that that's what UK was. I always thought that that's what UK did. They played all these good teams. That's why they were so good in March.
Kentucky played the Maui. They played the Maui Classic before. They played the Maui Classic. I think they won it back in 2013 or something like that.
But for whatever reason here recently, I mean, they're just not doing it. And the like I said, the coach can only do so much. Those guys they've got to execute on the court. It doesn't take a coach to make you hustle. Either you're going to hustle or you're not going to hustle. Either you're going to rebound or you're not going to rebound. If you're not hitting your shot, get some rebounds. Do something. Going over top of picks or underneath picks. I mean, why would you do that? That's giving somebody an open three. That's crazy to me.
Yes, James, there is no number. If you go into the description and you can click onto the link. You've been on one of my lives before. You just have to go into the StreamYard. Kirb, you care if James jumps on for a little bit?
No, man. I want him to.
Come on. You just go into you've been on one of the lives before, James. Go into the chat. Not to the chat. Go into the description. Let me see if I can add it to this chat.
I love to have him.
I think let me see if I just connect it. Yeah, I just added it to the chat. So if you go there and you click on there, you'll be able to come on in and see. And we got a couple more things to go through before we get way off topic, but we'll go back to the most embarrassing loss so far from UK. Kirb called me during this parade. Do you remember that parade when they went on that dunking spree of like behind the back dunk?
It was like
dunk.
It was like 12 straight points with nothing but dunks.
And we're supposed to be the doctors of dunk. We were the doctors of getting dunked on that game. We were doctors of getting.
Bro, y'all can't compare. Look at that. You see that dude fall in the air? I mean,
L. Ellis, he tries to have Russ Smith moments like that, but he is not, in my opinion. But that's all we got. So young fella, L. Ellis, ball out. JJ Trainer, ball out. You got nothing to lose. Hatfield McCoy, ball out. Lil Alexander's the Curry dude, ball out, man. That's all I can say. I mean, you guys got nothing to lose at all. Just have fun. That's the whole thing. Then that was that game. And then we had the Texas Tech debacle. It's going to be a long season, Kirb.
I agree. Thank you. I agree. But, the one thing that they can't do is they can't give up. They're having a rough season and, I know everybody's dogging them and stuff like that. But, deep inside, I mean, I truly want Louisville to win the game. I mean, I hope they win this game tonight. I didn't see what the score is, but they're at halftime. Let me see what the score is. But I truly hope they can actually win the game because, I love Kenny Payne. I really do. And I hated he's going through that, But I think Louisville will be fine. They really will be. They're too good of a university not to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they're gonna have their. Like somebody else said, you better whoop Louisville now because later on they're gonna be tough again. So get your licks in while you can.
That's all I'm saying. I honestly can say that you guys can get your luck and take it for a whole lot. So
it's gonna be a long road, a long year for you, Troy. You might need therapy.
I know. I might. No, I'm good. I'm good. I've mentally prepared myself to lose every single game. If like tonight we're playing UC, it was unexpected in the Maui Classic. I got friends of mine who are big UC fans. I hope they deserve to win the game. UC deserves to win the game because of NKU beat NKU won. So we'll take that. We'll take it. It's gonna be a long season. I hope Kenny wins. Bringer said, I hope Kenny wins and loses if that's he wins and loses if that's possible.
I'm telling you. What's today? Wednesday?
This is Wednesday.
It's not even showing y'all score on here, Troy.
On the score app?
It won't even show y'all score on ESPN.
Well, your guys' game wasn't even on.
Yeah, it was.
Your guys' game
it was on ESPN Plus. I watched it.
ESPN plus. I couldn't even get it on my bootleg cable. I was trying to go through all my things and try to find it, man. I could not find it at all.
I was trying to get it to where it was streamed on my Facebook. We won by 40 though, but again, it's our next. I tell you what, we got a game coming up within the next couple of. I think our next game is against Bellarmine. That'll be a tough game for us.
It should be. I hope Bellarmine takes you guys out on some real. I hope Bellarmine can take. I hope Bellarmine can be. James Bringer said it was on SEC Plus. I couldn't get it on SEC Plus either.
They won't beat us. But I mean, I think that they'll make it interesting. Is what I think.
Louisville's down at halftime, 31-34. I think we just got a new guest pop in. Welcome to the stream, Mr. James Wiley.
There he is.
I'm ready.
Well,
no, you're not.
I'm ready.
No, you're not.
I am ready. I am so ready because you guys have nothing for. You get the number one recruiting class, top 5 recruiting class every single year, and you are delivering nothing. You deliver nothing burgers, first round putouts, consistent. I mean, you haven't made it to the Final Four since when? 13, 12 when you guys won it. I mean, and then every year it's the same song and dance. We got the number one recruiting class. We got the number one.
Didn't they go to the Final? Hold on, whoa. Didn't they go to the Final Four in 15?
13?
15.
Oh, we did, because that's the year. Isn't that the year that we lost to Wisconsin?
15. Yeah, they couldn't stop Comiskey down there. You couldn't stop Comiskey.
We were 31 and 38-1.
38-1. Okay. First off, hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing, DK? What's going on, Troy? I'm about to get on your Calipari hate and Kentucky hate. Under no time has Calipari said he's going to win championships. Never said that.
Facts.
He never said he was going to win championships. Matter of fact, if my memory serves me correct, after he won in 2012, he said, I've got that out the way. He's not in it to win championships. He's in it to get his players to the NBA. He's let that be known. Now, has he underperformed? Yes, he has. But here's what I noticed. Coach Cal does not get the same. Coach Cal gets a little less leeway than, I don't know, Tom Izzo, Bill Self, Luke Olson. I respect Krzyzewski now what he did with the Olympic team. But as far as college coaches with one championship, with all that talent, somebody Coach Cal gets put on a higher pedestal than Tom Izzo or, Patino. So it's not. You got to think. Every year Cal has went to the Final Four, went to the championship. He's been a player away from winning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you an example, and you're gonna be able to agree with me on this. Remember his first recruiting class with John Wall, Patrick Patterson came back. If Jody Meeks would have stayed that year, they probably would have went undefeated.
Yeah, everything that you said. Everything you said, I agree with. Is like because you're being realistic when you're talking about Coach Calipari and his intentions for the University of Kentucky and using it to make better futures for young men's life. I agree with that 100%. It's awesome that he's doing that. But for the fan base that doesn't understand that, who the diehard 50 to 60-year-old UK fans who are just wishing that CJ Fredericks would somehow light fire, become that.
That's
Great
not he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
I'm talking about that fan base. When is that fan base?
Don't get him going on Fredericks.
When are they going to get tired of it? When is that particular? Because you know what fan base I'm talking about. There's a particular.
They were tired of it. They got tired of it in 2015.
So what's going on?
When they went 38-1, but I don't want to say this to like say Calipari's doing a great job. I'm not saying he's doing a good. He's not. He could have done better. I will say that there's ways he can improve. Yes, I will agree with that. But in the NCAA, especially in basketball, the best team does not always win the championship.
100%.
So even though you have the best recruiting class, the best guys, you got to be the best team for that day. That's why it's called March Madness. Now go back in time, and you can go back and you can name for every year where the best team has won it, the best team has also not won it. Like you think George Washington was better than the Fab Five? Hell no. Under no circumstances were they better. You think Duke that beat Wisconsin was better than Karl Anthony Towns and them? No way. Under no circumstances. No. Shabazz Napier and Boatwright when UConn won 14, you think they was better than? No. Under no circumstances. No. So it's not that.
They were just playing the best ball at that time.
Yeah.
So that's
which
all
about exactly.
So
which is exactly
I'm glad
what
we're on the record with this because it's good enough for UK fans to just get the best recruiting classes and have a winning season and not hang banners because that's that doesn't sound like the UK fan base that I hear about a lot of times.
They do hang banners. They do hang banners. We do hang banners.
But the thing about it is, I think it's like
we don't make championship banners.
I think James made a good point. It depends on how you're playing. I mean, look at us with St. Pete last year. I hate to bring that up, but I mean, we weren't playing well last year, and it showed in the first round. But look what St. Pete did throughout the whole dang tournament. You know what I'm saying? So that proves his point.
Where's the bell? I need that bell when a good point's made. I need a ding, 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 ding. That's a good point.
That's exactly what it does. That's why on any given night they tell you better be ready because if you're not, you're gonna go home.
What's the team that beat Virginia? What's the team that beat Virginia a couple years ago? The 16 seed to beat the 1 seed? Really?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like that's why it's called March Madness. So like a lot of that is a lack of what is the saying? Piss poor
practice leads to piss.
Yeah, proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
So where are we at with the rivalry then? Where are we at with the rivalry with Louisville and Kentucky? Is it about?
It's not a rivalry.
Is it about you guys winning and you guys putting people in the NBA, or is it about the program in its whole, or does football count? Because I'm taking this football win Friday as a personal.
I mean, at this point, I need to get like a foosball team or a cornhole team or something to get a W somewhere.
Baseball. But
I don't get anything.
This Saturday, I'm using this Saturday's win is going to be my rebuttal card for anything you guys got to say, especially when we're in a rebuilding. Really. We're in a rebuilding season. Because we're talking realistic basketball. Everything that you said was realistic about. I agree with you with Coach Cal. We've got to. You can't think that Louisville being a top program with Danny Manning. We have the top recruiters. You don't think we're gonna come back?
He was at Wake Forest and didn't do nothing. Danny Manning was.
And Tulsa.
You know what I mean?
What was Kenny Payne doing in Kentucky?
Just because you got the names don't mean nothing.
What'd you say? Hold on. What'd you say, Troy? What did who do in Kentucky?
What was Kenny Payne doing in Kentucky? He was a big man whisperer. He was a bit. That's what I'm saying. When he gets it, he's going to get a chance to get his.
I give him 3 years.
I
give him a full recruiting seat, a full 4 years. Yeah, they're gonna be tough. This year is not it.
The same grace that you're asking, and how long? Well, Calipari, why does he get why does he get so much harsh treatment? Same thing.
No, it's not even fair. It's year after year. This is Payne's first year. Yeah. But I mean, but because of who Kenny Payne is, they want him to come in and think he's going to be this savior, and Louisville's going to go undefeated. But no, he's going to have to get a couple of his classes in there, recruiting classes, which he's still going to be competing against Calipari. Tell him,
big blue goggles. That was a big blue goggle statement. I have to say that, Kirb.
You take a number one recruiting class or a team that's loaded with seniors. Wait 3 years for a team to develop or start over every year. Depends on your players.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Depends on your players. Do you think I'm going to pass up on John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Daniel Orton, Eric Bledsoe for Buddy Hield?
Yeah.
For Sean May, Rashawn McKinney. No, I'm not going to. No, that's just because at the end of the day, no matter what anybody's talking about winning, it's all about putting butts in the seats. That when you break it all the way down, that's what it's about. And that's why a lot of Louisville fans are mad, because those seats are empty at the Yum Center.
Okay.
That's the one thing that's the one thing.
Goggles. The big blue goggles that Mr. Kirby had on when he said, I'm trying to remember the statement about Louisville. It was something about rebuilding. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna come back to it. So if I cut y'all off when y'all are saying something, because I remember Kirby said something about the big blue, about Kenny Payne. It was something about Kenny Payne. It was definitely with big blue goggles on, because it wasn't the same. It wasn't fair.
No, I'm just saying. I just don't feel like that. You know, I think that coming in here, Kenny Payne has such a big hype on him. And now the fact that he's got 0-3 or 0-5, you know, I mean, people are starting to, I don't think they're starting to question him. They can't be. I mean, this is basically the end of Chris Mack's people.
I think here it is, Kirby. Whenever you're talking about people expecting Kenny Payne to come in and win off the bat, some people do. I try to tune them people out, just like how some people in the Big Blue Nation are talking about we're 40-0. We're going to we got the number one recruiting class. We're supposed to win. Talking logically with two people who know basketball, that's not realistic. You have not said one thing that has not been accurate. About March Madness, you got the stars and the moons got to line up for you, just like it did for Louisville and just like it did for Kentucky.
Like that.
I mean, but Kentucky.
But I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say this. Kenny Payne is going to get it together in the middle of the season.
No,
he's going to shock some teams. Kenny Payne. He's going to get it together. He's going to run off about 3 or 4 wins in a row. He's going to shock a few teams. So don't be surprised if he shocks North Carolina at home, or Florida State at home.
No way.
Clemson.
Now, Florida State, yeah. North Carolina, no, bro. I will put any amount of money that they will not beat North Carolina. They will not beat Duke. They don't have the team.
Do you know? Hold on. Did you watch them? Did you watch Louisville at the end of that Texas Tech game? Now, when they feed the post and I don't even know.
They went on the 8-0 run. I know what you're talking about. When Louisville went on the 8-0 run.
They can play, but it's something about that system that just ain't working out. So he's gonna tweak it. He's gonna tweak it, and they're gonna shock some people.
As a Louisville fan, I don't think they're gonna win a game all year. Lipscomb, maybe. Lipscomb.
No,
because
they're gonna shock some people.
Florida State is trash. I was looking at y'all's upcoming schedule in December. Florida State's horrible. They're like 1-4. There's like a couple teams y'all gonna be playing that's only got like 1 win and like 4 or 5 losses. Just like
they're gonna shock some people. Watch.
Yeah, so I mean, y'all go. But as far as there ain't no way.
They're gonna shock some people.
No.
As many jokes as I had lined up for you, Troy, gonna put it back in the holster. But Louisville's gonna shock some people this year.
No, man. I mean, you might as well get all of them out while you can because it's gonna be it's almost over. The Cardinals being the laughing stock of men's college basketball that era is almost over. We're coming out of it squeaky clean.
Bro,
we didn't do nothing. That was a witch hunt. That was
You see what I just did right there? I tried, but no, there's no witch hunt. No, none of that. I tried, but you just won't let me. You just won't. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. You just no.
Well, what was it then? What was it?
Yeah, but no. In all seriousness, yeah. Y'all gonna be fine. Y'all gonna end the year good, but it ain't gonna be good enough. And y'all gonna be able to build on that.
They will not have a winning. They will not have a winning record. It won't even be close.
No, hell no.
They
won't win 2 games in a row.
Louisville's terrible.
They'll win 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5.
They got
where do you? I don't even see them winning 1.
Y'all got one player, and that's L. Ellis, and that dude goes bell to bell every game. And if he's gonna be wore out by the end of the year,
he's got a motor. I don't think he's gonna wear out, but I don't think that he's enough to. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough. Just like Kentucky's only got 1 player, Louisville's only got 1 player. Just like Kentucky's only got Oscar Sheway.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? Whoa.
Falls apart.
Stop.
Michigan State, case and study.
Stop it, Troy.
Why are you doing that? No. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me break down why Kentucky lost these games. I'm gonna break them down for you. Okay? You ready? Kentucky lost those games because they are athletes. They're not all basketball players, they're athletes. So that means it's easier to turn an athlete into a basketball player than a basketball player into an athlete. That's why Cal recruits the way he recruits. So when you have athletes turn into basketball players,
make up your mind.
They're used to running.
Make up your mind. Why does Cal recruit athletes, or does he recruit players that want to use the University of Kentucky as a trampoline into the NBA?
That's what every college kid's doing now.
No, there's some people that want to go to school and go get a 4-year degree. There's people that want to go to school and use it.
That's a rarity. How often is that?
I mean, that's what the goal should be.
Out of the top 100, seniors in high school, how many of them would you say want to go to college and get a 4-year degree?
0.
Okay, so that's a 0%. So that is none. So what I'm saying is, of course, but anyway, Coach Cal has to learn how to adjust to a half-court game. That means Sheway can't get into foul trouble. That means they have to play in their role. They're used to ripping. Have you ever watched their behind-the-scenes practices? All they do is run. They don't run any sets. All they do is run and do drills. If you ever notice Coach Cal, when you see him show him in practicing, they're running. They don't know how to work in a half-court offense. That's why they brought in Shavir Wheeler. But he can't stay out of foul trouble. He's like every time Anthony Davis falls on the ground, is he hurt? So that's how I feel with him. And so they don't know how to play half-court yet. And besides, they were all been hurt, Troy. They haven't had a chance to play together yet.
You say, if I watched their behind the scenes, yes, I've watched their behind the scenes. I watched their UK just as much as the next person. And you're right. All they do is run. That goes to exactly what it's not even an argument. The UK basketball team, University of Kentucky basketball team, is G League for the NBA. It's a trampoline. Yeah. They've turned it into nothing but a trampoline. The tradition should go from we want to hang banners, we want to be the tradition, the big blue nation, to the trampoline into the NBA. I mean,
Coach Cal told us that.
And they're gonna get
Coach Cal told us that in 2009.
What's that?
Coach Cal said that in 2009.
I think the thing is, those guys come there to win a national championship. I think that they come there to win a national championship, but I also think that their main focus is getting to the NBA. You know, that's why I think elite guards want to come to Kentucky, because if you look at Calipari's track record, I mean, the NBA is lit up with Kentucky guards because they play because of the kind of style of play Kentucky does. So I don't fault those guys, but at the end of the day, and if it was me, I'm gonna give I'm gonna give 110 for the year that I'm there, but I'm looking at next year's draft, and you can't tell me those guys aren't doing that.
Yeah,
because that's exactly what they are doing now. If they get a national championship in the meantime, but you can't tell me the other schools, they're not doing the same thing. Duke, every year, they've had a number one recruiting class for how many years? Their guys do the exact same thing. They go to Duke, they play their tails off, then they leave and go to the NBA. It's just you don't see a lot of them because Duke's players, for whatever reason, they do not do well in the NBA. And I don't know if y'all have realized that or seen that, but they do not do well in the NBA. Once they leave Duke, they are straight trash, which I love.
UK, Brian Harper, UK dunks, when they go shooting jumpers, we are doomed. I'm sorry, you guys are doomed. Seems hesitant to make a play or drive to the basket, dribble drive right. They are hesitant to cause and feel the need to feed Oscar. I agree. When Oscar's out of the game, you guys are when he gets in foul trouble, you guys have no answer for that. When he's in the game, why won't dribble drive, dish out, shoot the ball, Oscar get the glass, rinse and repeat?
That's why you got Damian Collins. That's why you got Ware. That's why you got Toppin. Those guys, especially Toppin,
the first thing you named
they're supposed to be stepping up. You know what I'm saying? If something happened to Sheway or whatever, they shouldn't be so passive when he's in the game, but they are. And they shouldn't be that way. When Sheway's in the game, it opens up a whole new perspective as far as like the way Kentucky can play ball. Because Jacob Toppin can sit out there and shoot like, 12, 18-foot jumpers because Sheway's down low, and they can do the dribble drive. But when Sheway's in foul trouble, they can't do that because there's nobody down low that can do anything. You know what I mean?
What did Charles Barkley say? You can rebound, you can win the game.
Exactly. But if Sheway's not in the game to get the rebounds, I think when Sheway's in the game, Kentucky is dang near unbeatable. But when he goes out the game,
it's not even that.
They can't even win. I don't see him winning the game when Sheway's not in.
If you remember what Gonzaga did, kept them half court and they took 4 to the glass. That's how you beat Kentucky.
And
you make them a half court team. You don't let them get out in transition, and you put 4 to the basket. That's how you beat them. That's how you beat Kentucky.
If you watched them that game, James, they did not get a second shot. And every time on a rebound, you would see at least 3 Gonzaga jerks around that rim.
How many people's in that paint? You see how many people's in the paint?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at that.
He went right by him.
When Kentucky shoots the ball, how many people's in the paint? Look how many people crash the glass. Yeah, so it's 4-on-1. Only other person I see that will attack the glass like that is Chris Livingston.
Yep.
He's the only one that I see other than Sheway that attacks the glass with authority like that. So you have to win the rebound game. But they're scared to go down there because there's big people down there. But going to CJ Frederick, he reminds me of JJ Redick early on. Because remember, JJ Redick, all he could do was just shoot. But as he progressed, he was able to come off curls and shoot. Like the dude from Michigan State, the guy from Michigan State, Hauser, man, off of any curl, any look, he was letting it fly.
Frederick should be able to do the same thing. Why won't they run plays and create double screens and double screen? He just stands there. I just see the entire game. I see him standing there, like waiting for the ball in the corner, like dudes used to do, like J-Mac used to do at the center, and wait for somebody to shoot for him. I'm just joking around, Jay. If you're watching,
but this. Like we were talking about, I think that me and James talked about this. Fredericks can't. He don't seem like he can make his own shot. And that's what makes him, in our eyes, what makes him a liability.
Look at that one. You just said it, Kirb. You just said it right here. This right here. This one right here, Tyler Hero would have pulled up. There's gonna be a one coming up right here. With like they pass it to not this play, but it's the next play, and they pass it to right here. Right here, Tyler Hero would have got that ball right there and
let it fly.
Let it fly.
Let it fly.
So
Brandon Knight's letting that fly.
Either that, or he would have caught that ball and he would have started driving toward the goal and shot a floater.
Right there, you see that breakdown in defense. Look at that breakdown in defense. That's insane.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So,
but back to what we're talking about. To me, I feel like that. I think that right now, that Reeves is a better option. But I think that what Calipari is hoping for.
Look at that! Look at this breakdown of defense right here. They're in a 2-3, right? They're in a 2-3, and they're not 2-3ing. The guy, Fredericks, is not even
him.
The guy. That's what I'm saying. You got to be in front of yourself in the basket, and the dude's looking to point at him. He pointed. He said, "Look, wide open." They're looking there, wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open. Boom.
Because Jacob Timmy's a smart player, and he looks at that. And then on top of that, we've got three guys underneath the goal. You got three guys underneath the goal, and they still got a put back dunk. Look, 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable. That's crazy.
And when you guys get down, I don't think you guys coming back. You guys haven't had no fight. You guys haven't had to have no fight. At least Louisville has had to fight their way back out of some trouble. But I don't think.
Hold on. Stop doing that. Stop bringing Louisville in this conversation. We're talking about basketball. Let's make it clear. You can't say at least Louisville did anything. You don't know. You don't have much. No.
Wait a minute.
But no,
that's why I need to win Friday. Saturday, if I had a win, I'd be like, at least we beat you in football. We got the football.
Anytime you have a rebuttal with at least it's null and void. It's null and void. But no, to be able to come back, you're gonna need a player that can create his own shot. That can get you. Yes. You need a Jamal Murray. You need a Brandon Knight. You need a Tyler Ulis at one point. You need a Tyler Hero. You need that PJ Watt. You need that guy that's going to get you a bucket no matter what. And they don't. And I thought that was going to be Antonio Reeves, but it's. I don't know if
he's our closest guy to that kind of player, because I don't.
I mean, Casey Wallace could be that guy, but they asked him for a lot. That's asking them for a lot. Wallace could be that guy.
I think that they want Wallace more so the point. You know what I'm saying? I think that they, I think that he would I think he works better on the perimeter than he does than he would try to be a shooter. I mean, we got shooters. I think Fredericks, I think is with him, I believe his confidence. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
they're scared to mess up.
We played tonight, and I mean, he didn't shoot good. Now, Antonio Reeves, he was going down and he was popping. I mean, he did a heat check right before halftime. Nothing but nylon. That dude was, of course, it's against no competition, but still, though, you know what I mean? I mean, he was. I think he's legit. I really do.
You know about that no competition, don't you, Troy? No competition. You know about that, right? You know about that. I'm sorry.
Right now, there's 12 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, and they are down. Hold on, let me see if they score. Okay, Lou just got up.
They're down 38 points in that last loss. Come on, I scored that many myself in the church league one time. Me too. Me too. It was a Presbyterian church for me.
Hey man, y'all can kick us while we're down. We're not going to stay down long. I think we're 6 minutes until we're our hours.
How did y'all get down there? Is a question. How'd y'all get down there?
Katina Powell. It's Katina Powell. It's her.
Don't blame that on her. Don't blame that on her.
Okay, well we got it. We're last topic is Final Four in football. Who's your prediction? We got Mail versus Ballard, or for a rematch again, or Bryan Station and Bullitt East. Brian Kaufman called me earlier and said that he's traveling, but he said he had some. He said Bullitt East is a for real deal.
I've heard it about them, about Bullitt East, but Bryan Station, I mean, to beat Trinity, that's big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most teams don't beat them. I think that who's it, Manuel and Ballard?
Yeah.
So aren't they like a
Is
big rival
Mayo?
anyway?
This is the
Oh,
last
Mayo,
game they
I'm
played.
sorry.
And there's a number 7. There's this running back number 7 for Mayo. As long as they can, is because the Ballard's defense is solid. They got the number 1 defense in the state, and they beat defense. If they can't score, they can't win. That's
Yep.
what I've been saying. If you can't score, if your defense plays good and they don't score, you can't win. I'm hoping Ballard wins. I'd like to see them go to the state championship. Who knows what's going to happen? But that's what
I'm gonna go Ballard.
I wanted to show
I'm
you
gonna go
that.
Ballard, Bryan Station.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick that too. Only because I'm right next to Ballard, so I'm gonna roll with that too.
I wanted to show you guys something at the games, how serious these games are. You got the coach, you got Rondo hanging out. Rondo comes to the games and playing and just hanging out. It's kind of cool, man, to be on the sidelines, and the Ballard, the Bruin guys, the coach. It's a male's coach. No, and there's my son Cameron, ready to get it started. So yeah, man, we're definitely great show again, Kirb. A great show. Thanks for coming by, James. That was really awesome of you to come.
No problem. No problem at all.
And
No
you're
problem at
welcome to
all.
join us. You're welcome to join us anytime. I'm going to keep the same theme until Kentucky
Y'all
wins the
win?
game. Until Kentucky. That too. But that doesn't work. I'm sitting here saying what it takes the sting away when I'm admitting
No,
we're
I
not going to
don't.
win a game all year.
But it's still there though. The cut is still there. Look at the cut. Look
Yes,
at
sir.
it. Embrace it.
I have. I've taken it to heart. We're not going to win a game all year. This weekend,
Y'all gonna
tell
shock
the
some
cat-
people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we're
Y'all
going to
gonna
shock.
shock
We're
some
going to
people.
shock. We're going to in football.
gonna
We're going
get
to shock
shot.
y'all this weekend. Y'all going to shock some this weekend when Kentucky goes there. But are you just a basketball guy, James?
No, I'm definitely. I'm not a big football guy. My brother is, but I'm into I watch football too.
Yeah, make sure you tune in next week because especially
And
after
we
that
got
loss.
speaking of football, we got a big game Thanksgiving Day tomorrow against the G-Men. So go Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Why? This
Come
was
on,
going
man.
great. This was
Come
going
on,
great
man.
to this. Oh my gosh.
Come on, man.
Well, cool. This was
my little girl, Jay. She even got a Cowboy shirt on. She blue like
What
her
she
daddy,
do?
bro.
Why are you punishing her? What she do for that? What she do?
No.
Why
I'm
you treating her like that? I'm gonna call CPS when you put that Dallas Cowboy stuff. Take that Dallas Cowboy stuff off her.
Hey,
You put
she
her in
dressed
there.
herself, my man. She
That's
dressed
your story.
herself.
I get it because this is a recording, so they can go back and see you saying, "Okay, why you doing it?"
Well,
Who's
thanks
your team,
everybody for
James?
tuning in again this week.
No
And
problem. Baltimore.
we'll be back again next week, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. I think we got 2 more comments before we go. Brian Harper says Kirby. She shouldn't buy that.
Bro.
She bought her shirt.
Bro, her mom bought her that. All they have, as far as sports goes, all they have is Cowboys and no, I take that back. Olivia, my oldest, she wears Tennessee Titans stuff. But I think she does it just to pick on me because like she gets a big kick out of me saying, "What are you doing with that on?" So you know what I mean?
Ooh, that's good. This is a good week of college football. Who do you got?
I
Who do you got in the Final Four?
I hope everybody's got for real. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be grateful, be thankful. I don't have a whole lot, but if anybody is needing a place to eat or so they won't be by themselves, send me an inbox. I see your address. You're welcome to come over.
Yes, likewise.
Just be prepared to watch some football.
Well, that's awesome, man. We're signing off. And like Kirby said, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And we'll see you next week, same time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Thanks, James.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
No
coming
problem.
on,
Man.
James.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Yes, sir, James. Go
Right.
Cowboys.